Fantastic. Well, welcome everybody to AI.Law's Advanced Discovery Drafting. So what we're going to do is we're going to draft some discovery for you using AI.Law's advanced software, focusing in on what AI can do for you. So as we get into things, this is a manufactured fake case that we have between two commercial entities and a dispute over a land purchase, lot purchase. So as part of uploading the matter, as part of getting everything into the matter, we upload documents. You actually upload all the cases, all the case files and information associated with it, and then AI reads everything. Now, in this case, we have, obviously, since we're going to be doing discovery, we have a complaint and an answer already drafted within the file. So here we've got the complaint under pleadings, and then we have the answer as well. So I'll show you what this looks like from a document standpoint. You can click on it, view it to take a look at it. We actually parse out with AI all the information, all the individual paragraphs from the complaint into, from the complaint into a parsed document all the way through to the certificate of service. So this dispute is about purchase of a lands, and there was some environmental contamination associated with it, and the buyers claiming that they did not know that, and thus they are suing for damages. I'm going to turn my there we go, my visual off there so you can see more of the screen. All right, fantastic. And then what we do is to draft discovery, we're going to uncover some information associated with the case overall. The name of the game with discovery, when we're actually getting into requesting it, is to obtain information that would be helpful for the client. So that's why I show you what the documents are first. Our system is just not a chat where you go into GPT and you'd say, okay, hey, I need some discovery drafted for a case, create some for me. Our system is much more robust than that, and it gets down really to the meat and potatoes of the underlying dispute between the parties. So what I mean by that is that if we take a look at the overall case itself, this is our identified needs. We call this the war room. What we have for the case is, for every case, are claims and defenses. That's why we're adding in the complaint, we're adding in the answer, so we can understand what the claims are, what the defenses are available for the matters. And this is a visual representation of that. So here we have breach of contract. I'm going to click on this, and we can see that here are all of the elements associated with a breach of contract. There's an offer, acceptance, parties, had contractual capacity, consideration, manifestation of mutual assent. We know this from law school, right? So this is probably a little bit more detailed than we're normally going to be litigating, but it's important for the purposes of discovery because some of the elements that we need to obtain or need to prove are going to be undisputed, and some of them are going to be disputed. In order to really have discovery as efficient and as quality and as good as you possibly can, there's no, and in light of the limits that we have on the number of requests, you don't want to be asking discovery on things that are already admitted by the other side, or vice versa when it comes to defenses, because defenses are also here. So what we do is we plot it all out. We say, okay, what are the elements? And we actually go and we pull those, so you don't have to do them as part of this. If you use our system to draft the complaint, we'll add those in automatically. We'll go find them. We'll give you the case law so you can validate it, but then we'll allege facts to support each one. Similarly, if you're doing a defense, then you can upload the complaint, indicate what your client is indicating as defense, as well as documents, and then we're going to go and we're going to pull all the potential defenses that are available, both for this type of case, but also for the underlying case that you have as also. So here's these orbs. Each one of these is the element, and then surrounding it are actually the documents, the files that are within the system that support or refute each individual element. That's what these orbs are that are swirling around, and you can see what they are on this side. You can actually click right into them and see what's what. So blue is our complaints. If we have little red orbs around an element, then that might be that it supports the other side, or it's not real sure that it completely supports the plaintiff, and then defenses are in red. And you can move these things around, you can do what you want with it. But this becomes really important because when we get into discovery drafting, we're actually going to be pulling from all of those elements, what's admitted and what is denied. So let me show you what that looks like. First, what you're going to do is you're going to select the type of discovery you want to draft. I generally recommend for these, you can do these together as one, RFAs, PODs, and interrogatories. Then you can select who the requesting party is, who's receiving it, and click continue. Now, the next one is the actual files for analysis. This is the actual, all the case files that we have uploaded. When you upload these, all these are going to be read, parsed, understood by AI, as well as auto-placed into folders. So you don't have to manually do any of that. You just upload something, you say auto route it, and it's going to drop it directly into the folder that you want. Once you know what cases what files you want for AI to analyze as part of drafting discovery requests, you can see I've already drafted some. That's what they're right here. As soon as you you have everything selected, generally you're going to select everything, then you can continue, and AI is going to read all those as part of the process of drafting. And then we have, from those files, our system's going to auto-pull, and you're going to validate that the claims are in this document and the answers are in this document. So even if you have cross-claims, counterclaims, third-party claims, doesn't matter. Your discovery is always going to be from a party and to another party. You specify who those people are at step 1 or step 2, and then we're going to pull them, match them, and actually compare the pleadings. So this is where our system will look at every single allegation in the complaint, every paragraph, and then compare that to the response, the answer, and determine whether or not it's been admitted or denied. For those things that are admitted, we're going to flag those so you don't have to actually ask for those as part of discovery, and the things that are denied are obviously where all your dispute is going to be centered, and that's what our requests are going to be on. So click that, and then you move forward, and here we're going to pull our claims. So this is pulling our claims. The first one's breach of contract. You've got your case citation that is establishing or pulling the underlying elements for that claim. If you want, you can click through to that. It'll open up Court Listener for you, and then you can actually read through and validate it yourself. So there's no hallucinations with this process. We are going to be pulling these individual elements for your claim. Again, complaint or the breach of contract is claim, and then here are your elements. Now, our system will flag these if it's going to be excluded based on what documents are already, or both what's admitted or denied. And if you want to manually do these things, like there's no question there's a contract, the dispute's more over whether a disclosure happened. So we're going to click those as admitted, and fraudulent concealment, we're going to recognize that none of those are admitted, so we'll just leave these unchecked here. Now, I've used a contract action. This can apply to absolutely any kind of civil case, any jurisdiction. Does not matter. You can have negligence claim, a RICO claim, breach of contract, whatever, IRS-related issue, doesn't matter. As long as you've got elements, we're going to go find them in a jurisdiction. We're pulling this directly from the jurisdiction that's within the complaint. So once we have those, we can continue. Now, as part of our system in the background, I didn't show you this, but what we also have, here's your suggested area covered. This is what we just flagged, just this one area, another area. What I didn't show you is that we have pretty robust analysis functionality before you jump into discovery. We have action plans that you can generate. We have morning announcements. What this is everything that's been uploaded overnight. Our system will analyze against your case and then suggest different additional areas or additional things that you might want to do for discovery purposes, additional discovery that you might want to explore, and then also for other kinds of insurance related information. If you've got policies involved, what kind of information, either side that you're on. This one, we're asking for information from the other side. It's going to give you specific documents that should be present that you might want to explore or request as part of your document, your request, your discovery. So not only are we giving you suggested areas based on the elements, but then we're actually going in and our system is analyzing the case for you. If you want to see what some of this looks like, you can go into, we have a case evaluation. You can do this actually as a lead before even a matter becomes a matter and is still a lead. You can gather information with AI from the client and then actually go in and analyze the case as well as score it individually on whether or not you want to hold on to it. And you can manage these scores yourself as well. So case eval helps with that. And then, as I said, you've got your war room that we went and created information for that. So we have some other functionality. We're focused on discovery. I want to make sure we get done here for you. So we're going to jump right back into here are requests. And we were on step 5. So we can approve these, we can uncheck them if we want, we can just delete them out, and then you're going to click continue. This is where we actually draft your RFA, each one of your discovery requests in order. Just click draft with AI, you can click how many you want, start drafting, and the system will be drafting all those for you. Since I already haven't done it, for the sake of time, I'm going to go over to my history off to the right-hand side. I'm going to click on that, one that I already have done. And here we go with the 30, as is actually drafting my new version. My old one is here. The way that these are drafted, so we know from what I've told you that we're going to look at what's admitted and what's denied initially, and then what we're going to do is we're going to draft each one of these discovery types using best-in-class practices. So we're going to have, if you do 30 of them, a third of them are going to be regarding one directional from, let's say, your plaintiff asking for defense that establish your individual claims. And it's designed also some of these to ensure that if you have somebody that doesn't respond, then you automatically win. So you've got your basics for you, and then you've got your second set, your second 10, which you're going to address potentially defenses by the other side. And then what we do as the last section is that these are documents that you want to find information for. And these are structured in the negative. So it says, admit that Scioto did not provide Buckeye with whatever it might be. The reason why we do this, best in class, because lawyers love to deny requests for admissions. So if you go in there with a document request, or a request for admission that something does not exist, well, if they deny that, then they do exist, and you get to ask for it and obtain it within the production request. So a very advanced structuring that we do within it, as well as what we do is get into broad and narrow topics. So no photographs, custody depicting whatever it might be, and then you're going to have very general question, when we get into PODs, general related issues, and then specific here. These are just requests for admission. I got ahead of myself here. Requests for admissions with the request. Now, once you get in the PODs request, the secondary step, we're going to click POD, and we're going to jump to where they are. We'll have them right here. This is where we get into narrow versus specific. So here's photographs with regard to the particular thing, and then we've got general all documents, concerning anything within the matter. We requested 30 of these, so we have 30 requests for productions. And then we're going to, just as we would draft them in practice, we're going to have the interrogatories to clean up. So we're not going to ask interrogatories that we would be able to do as a request for admission or obtain through a request for production. Those things are obviously already taken care of. You're not going to want to waste a good interrogatory. So we're going to actually get into stating long facts, identifying people, things that can't be a yes or no question, and your discovery is completed for you, each individual one within a short period of time. Of course, you can go through and add in, take out. You can also have AI restate or change around the individual requests if you so desire, refine them by just clicking a button. But you can go through and modify these any which way you want, as well as delete one if you're not real thrilled with that. With that particular question, and even add in an extra one if you want to have an extra request added for you. And I'm not going to wait for that to finish. I'm just going to continue. And then we're going to go into our last piece. We're already done with our discovery. Let me get back into the set here. And the last step with all of this is your instructions that you're going to be including. Here is recognizing that this case is filed in Ohio, which is true, Franklin County. So we're pulling the Ohio Civil Rules Procedure. The basic instructions, you can go and type into this to change them however you want, as well as delete anything out. As your instructions, then you have your definitions with the individualized definitions that occur within it. And then you're going to have your actual preview of your discovery requests below. So this is your interrogatories. These are all drafted all in one place. If you want to see your request for admissions, you just click on the request for admissions. PODs are the same thing. You get to verify every single one. And then when you're all done, you just have to click on download, and then you can, these will download for you. Open the file, and this is the complete, drag this in, complete Word document. You can update these, format this however you desire, but here's our definitions, our instructions, and then our actual requests will follow. So all done for you in a very short period of time. It's taking me longer to explain this than it will for our AI to draft it for you, but the main point that I want to convey is one, that is pretty easy. Two, it is incredibly robust and complex in the background. So although you don't see all of this in excruciating detail, there's still 7 steps, but you have complete control over each individual step of this. But what we do in the background for you is pretty robust. And then you can even, if you're not sure how it came up with the request, or you want to get it rated, you can click a button here, and then our system will actually analyze these for you and give you an idea of, I got an error with my LLM, and an idea of the strength of the underlying discovery. You can also create subpoenas. I'm going to actually walk into responding to discovery for just a second, but we do allow you to actually respond to subpoenas as well. We will go into, this is loading from before, we'll actually go into your individual district, pull that out, and as soon as this loads, you'll see that we can get subpoenas drafted pretty easily for you. While that is working, I'm going to switch over for the sake of time to respond to discovery, and you can do the same thing for responding to discovery. So in this case, what you do is you actually upload, as your first step, the underlying interrogatories or requests for admissions or discovery requests that you have, and then our system, you see here, click interrogatories, will parse it, read it, and push it forward for you. I'm just going to go to my second step because I already have this done. Once this is all parsed out, then what you have the ability to do is decide your objection level. You're going to get your response date, but do you want your general objections are here. Here's your sample interrogatory, right? Here's negotiation and drafting, commercial real estate purchase agreement, which is what we were just dealing with. I'm the ones we just created, I'm now flipping around, getting into the other side to answer those very ones. Here's your sample. Now, subject to not with waiving the following general objection or the foregoing general objections, substantive response, and then likely objection. So if you pick standard, what it's going to do is it's going to basically do your standard. You're not going to get too robust. It's not going to go crazy on you the way some very large law firms love to. If you're one of those firms, then you would click on aggressive. We'll have the kitchen sink in there. This is points right now. It will actually draft a narrative format, which are done after the substantive response, which we're going to pull from the documents that you've already uploaded, as well as a customer portal, customer responses. If you want cooperative, this is sort of you're a little bit nicer with it, with the way that this is actually written, but also your objection grounds. And then you get into past the sample response, you're seeing the instructions from the other side, so you can understand what they're asking. And then all the requests at a glance, these are all of them, so you can understand what's going on, as well as some general objections that you can include, and you can add more in, take them out, whatever you want to do for the objections. Again, completely customizable, but all of these are pre-populated, so you don't have to think about them. And then if you have substantive notes, if you have client notes, you can add those in there. We include for you a client portal. This is really neat because, let's see, I haven't, going into asking actually for the client, you can email them out a portal. Let me show you what this looks like. Bust this thing up for you real quick. Second time. The client can actually go into an individualized portal. We give them a discovery portal where they will actually go through and answer. They can answer the discovery request that you've uploaded, and our AI will actually chat with them back and forth in plain English, so they don't have to understand the legal or technicalities associated with the underlying question, the underlying discovery request. AI will actually chat with them and help them understand it in a plain English version. We have the same kind of tool available for intake and for the intake here, where you can send over a complete questionnaire to the client, and you can get any kind of area you want, but these are standard client background, what happens. This is an example, so we have these filled in, but we have a magic link we send to them, and they can get all this information. This is completely customizable for you for matters, as well as you've got the ability to give the client their own portal where you can communicate with them. It's under Communicate Client Portal. And you can send this out and then have the ability to chat back and forth, have them upload documents, everything that you desire with things. So getting away from my discovery responses, you get the idea, you get to have your client respond, and then moving forward, you select what documents you want to read as part of this, and then finally, you've got your drafting completed. Completed, and you can go through, review any one of these, change the responses you want, and then finally you can have it all finalized, downloaded as a Word document, printed or sent directly to the other side. You do have the ability, here's your request from clients, the client discovery portal, deficiency letters. If you're getting into a letter campaign back and forth with deficiencies, the other side sends you responses, you're not real thrilled about them, you can send over a deficiency letter, we'll help you draft that. If you are responding to the other side's deficiency letter, that is this link here. They sent you one, you're going to respond back, you've got it available. And then in the middle is you've sent your letter, they sent you a response, you need to reply, here's your follow-up. You can draft this automatically as well using AI, and then you're going to modify it, read it before it's actually filed. So pretty much your complete tool belt of discovery requests. Once we get into depositions, there's a whole other body of tools that we have. Motions, similarly, you can draft just about any kind of motion within our system that you'd like. We're rolling out some new functionality as well with that. Prepping for trial, extra things, contract drafting. But then you've got, as well as additional information about the case as you start it, or you're about to file it, complaints, answers, dismissal analyzer. You want to see what your complaint looks like before you file it, make sure there's no 12b6 issues. You can run it through that process. Disclosures are your initial disclosures, and we don't have these programmed in as of yet for this particular trial, but you can get a sense for what is possible, including strategizing, pulling client objectives, especially if they've answered their intake. That will be incredibly helpful. You can get complete billing functionality available. We have this available directly. A lot of different kinds of functionality with billing. You can chat with the underlying file. So here's, as I was developing this, here's a fake case. I need some facts that would be helpful for the defendant. Here's a bunch of those right here. And AI has drafted all this for you. And you can click on any one if you want to actually see what the document is, as well as scroll down to the specific area that's relevant for it. So a lot of functionality. Discovery is very fast, efficient, easy. A lot of tools behind the system for you. Let me get I'm in the wrong case. There you go. A lot of underlying tools for you to use. If you'd like to get started, we do offer free trials right out of the box. It's AI.Law. Click on the blue button up at the top and start a 7-day free trial and test all this out for yourself. And hopefully it helps your cases out and helps you succeed more by doing less and yet performing better with your cases with AI.Law. So thank you everybody for joining us, and have a great afternoon.